What's up, everyone? Hi, guys. Well, decided I wasn't even going to do this tonight, but I just got home from work today. I just got back in from Birmingham, Alabama, and I was down there for a few days. And while I was gone, a few new parts showed up. Got the parts for the Axial Ryft, and I'm not going to completely spoiler this. Not that it's a big deal, obviously, but I got the Axial Ryft back up and running. I got the new axle in the front of it, the upgraded one, and took it out for about 2 hours. And I decided I was going to try and do a speed run on it and see just what the thing would do on 3S and 4S. Well, long story short, it'll be in the video. I'm probably going to post tonight, actually. But, yeah, I lost control of it and decided to run it into my truck. So I had to, what it broke on here, I'll show you guys overhead. Nothing major broke, luckily. I'm surprised it didn't break the axle, honestly. What's up, Trey RC? How's it going? Joe, how's it going, buddy? Kurtz RC, how's it going? Well, we are working on probably ain't going to be a real long one tonight, but just wanted to get a few things fixed because I want to take these things out tomorrow. But anyway, what I broke on the Ryft was the rear trailing arm. Snapped it off. Unfortunately, the Ryft went on a battle with my truck, and the truck won. So I'm just working on changing trailing arm out, and we got this in. And again, I don't want to give any too much of spoilers, but the video I posted tonight, or I will be posting tonight, should I say, with the speed runs on a Typhon. I know this has been going on for a while. And I'm honestly hoping that this finally finishes off. Because my goal with the Typhon 6S is to get it to 100 mile an hour. Now, I've had a lot of people commenting on this video about, oh, you need to put this on there, you need to put that on. I appreciate the comments, I really do. However, my goal for the Typhon 6S was to get this thing to 100 mile an hour with all the stock electronics and just gearing. I know I could go put some crazy, motor and ESC in it and easily do that. However, I just wanted to do it with all the stock stuff out of the box and just mess with gearing to get it up to the triple digits. And the video will be posted tonight. You guys will see I was so close. However, didn't quite hit it. So I got a new gear in. We're going to be fitting this up here tonight too. I now have a 32 tooth. So I'm going to be putting this in tonight because I'm hoping to take the Typhon out tomorrow and give it another rip and hopefully get that thing to the triple digits. And also I'm going to take the Ryft out with me this time and not hit a tree or a truck and just do a quick speed run on this thing because I'm just kind of curious to see what this thing does on 3S and 4S. I mean, the thing rips, it runs great, it's a lot of fun, but when you slam it into a rear wheel of my truck, it didn't hold up very well. But anyway, guys, so that's what we're working on. Also been playing around with some new stuff. I've been tinkering around with the drone stuff lately. Decided I wanted to kind of get a drone to, kind of get some aerial footage of places I go to and maybe try and catch a few cool things in the air. Now, I started messing around with a couple drones, and I had gotten, this was the first one. Now, this was a much cheaper. It's made by DRC. I'll try and bring these things under the overhead here. You can see them maybe better. Get the Ryft out of the way for a moment. But this is the DRC. I think it's the D50. Yes, it's the D50. Now, this thing, it handles nice. It flies really nice. I think it's great to kind of learn how to control. Getting used to controlling a drone. However, the video on it's terrible. The range on it is terrible. If you're trying to actually get any really nice aerial footage, obviously, it's a good training drone learning how to fly. It does come with 2 battery packs and stuff with it, and a controller. The controller actually isn't too bad. It's got a little mount for your phone up here and everything. And but this was this, so I started messing around with this, realized quickly that, this isn't obviously going to do what I was hoping to do. So I now have this one made by Holystone. Yeah, pull the trigger and don't let off. That's exactly what happened, Joe. I pulled the trigger and didn't let off, and slammed right into the back end of my truck. Needless to say, it didn't last very long. I got a whole, like, 5 minutes of runtime, and I killed the poor Ryft again. But anyway, so this one's made by Holystone, and honestly, I think that either Holystone owns DRC or vice versa. I'm not sure, because you look in their manuals and stuff, and it all looks extremely close in the way that they do their stuff. But anyway, I got this one. This is the HS750. I won't talk about this very long. I don't know if people don't really care about drones or not, but kind of having fun with this thing. But anyway, this is the Holystone HS750, and it's a 4K. It's electronic stabilization on the camera, and it does take really nice video footage. I mean, I've been messing around with it. I messed around for a little bit today before when I got home. Again, sorry, I don't know if there's allergies going on. As soon as I got down to Birmingham, Alabama, my nose and stuff started driving me crazy, so I don't know. Also, guys, I did some changes with the microphone. Is everybody hearing me nice and loud and clear out there? Because I meant to do a test ahead of time, but I kind of decided to just wing it. But anyway, so I got this drone, and this one's taken really nice. I'm really happy with this one. It got the return home. It's got GPS. You can plot a course with it. It's really nice. It's been working really great, and the range is honestly pretty decent on it. So, kind of neat. It's got your two antennas, handles are flipped down, and this pops out of the top. You latch your phone into there. It links up to all the GPSs, and you can cruise it around. So, there'll be kind of some new cool footage coming with this thing from down at the motocross track and places. I'm hoping to get a little bit of aerial footage of stuff. It comes with 2 battery packs also. The ones over there charging, but nice little drone, and it's $299. So I mean, for the price, guys, you know, if you're learning like I am and don't want to lose or destroy a $1,000 drone, it might not be a bad option. And like I said, the video footage on it's really good, and it's very stable. You let off the controls, and it stays hovering even against really nasty wind, which I was really impressed. It stays planted and stays where you want it to. Anyway, that's enough of the drone stuff. Right back over here. I'll put this thing away. Just figured I'd show you. There's going to be some cool aerial stuff going on here soon. Been messing around with a number of different flying objects. Between drones and the helicopter I got. I never got into too much of the plane stuff. I've tried planes a couple times, and they definitely were not my friend. I can't seem to fly a plane to save my life. But thanks, CSL, RC. I was just curious if everything sounded good now. But anyway, we're going to tear into the Ryft here first and get this trailing arm changed out. I think it's not too bad to work on. When I first got this thing, I honestly was kind of afraid that the way that the shell is on this thing, that it was going to be kind of a pain to work on or tear apart. But so far, everything hasn't not been too bad. So, although I've never pulled these out, I can't even see what's holding these in. It honestly looks like some sort of pin. I can't tell if I don't think that's even a Allen head. It doesn't look like it. It's not a 1.5. Well, this might be interesting to get out. I've never had to pull this out yet, obviously. Has anybody seen how these come out? Because it honestly looks like just one of those push-in style steel pins. But then how you get it in and out, I guess you have to drive it out and then drive it back in the same way. I'll give that a try. We'll try tapping it here with one of my old 1.5s. We're going to use the proper tools, Let's see if it's moving at all. No, it can't come out that way. Well, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what this thing is. It's not a normal size. Oh, I lied. It is, I guess that is 1.5. I just can't seem to get this MIP in there. Oh, there it goes. Alright, well, I just didn't try long enough. So it is a little 1.5 that takes this thing out. Just a big, long piece of, like, all thread. That's all it is. Not even smooth in the middle. It's just all thread. But I got to get this out. I got to transfer this over to the new trailing arm, obviously. And I guess I'm going to have to take the wheel off to get this thing out of there. Anybody having fun this weekend? Anybody about? What's up, Ryan Vlogs? Anybody out having some fun yet? I am finally off for more than a day or two. I'm actually home for like 10 days now, so definitely going to be going and having some fun while I'm back. And like I said, tomorrow I'm going to head out, hopefully, to take this thing out and the Typhon 6S, because I want to give that thing another rip and hopefully get that thing to the triple digits now. That's all I want to do, and I'm taking it, honestly, after I get it to 100 mile an hour, as far as the Typhon goes, that's going to be it, and I'm kind of making it, putting it back to its dirt form to run on the, run at the BMX tracks or wherever. And I'm thinking about buying an actual speed run car. I don't know what I want to get yet. I thought about the Limitless, but then the Infraction. I don't know. I'm not really sure what would best suit, what I want to do. I guess if it's going to be a speed run car, I know the Limitless are probably going to be most aerodynamic. However, I really don't have any electronics that I could throw in one, because most of it comes as a roller. So, I guess I could put something crazy together from the beginning, which might be kind of fun too. Find something that'll really make that thing rip. It could be kind of fun. But I am enjoying the speed run stuff, just kind of messing around and seeing how fast you can get these things up to. The Typhon just kind of turned into a random speed run I did at the BMX track one day. If any of you guys seen that video, but decided to take it on just a random run. Kind of had a crash, and then it just escalated from there, wanting to get the Typhon 6S up to 100 mile an hour. So one little run escalated, and it's continuing on, because now I refuse to stop until the Typhon hits triple digits at this point. But I think it'll do it. It's so very close. I really thought I had it on the last run, but it was just a tiny bit short. I got this fancy new tool. We'll see if it actually works. Honestly, I haven't even used it yet. How about that? I saw one of these, and there's half the reason why I bought it. I'll show you, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these tools. But so I had to pick up one of these multi-tools for the RCs. It's got, the little grips to hold on to your shock shafts, but it also has this cool little tool which pops these out. You just stick it on there and popped it out nice and easy. Didn't have to fight with it. Thing came in handy for the first time already. It's good and clear. Yeah, it really is, Joe. I honestly didn't think I was going to really enjoy the speedrun stuff. Like, I like watching it, watching people what they're doing with their cars, but I'm like, I don't really think that's something I'm going to enjoy. It's like, kind of like just launching them, seeing what the cars can take. But I have been having a lot of fun with the Typhon. Car's always a good time. But I gotta get this. This is the mount. This piece because I put the sway bar kit on this thing, so I got to transfer that over. I got to make sure that I put it in the right spot. Get this thing moved over. It wants to thread the whole entire way, apparently. But Yeah, I don't know. Thinking about maybe the, now I know I'm going to put this on backwards. So, if this is going like that, I guess this needs to be like that. I do believe. Hopefully, I get this right the first time. Because if I stick it on the wrong way, I'm going to have to pull it back out. Not that it's a big deal, but this little the sway bar kit I got for this thing, the only thing I had to really do to improvise it was because the rods on the Ryft really are not, they're, the placement or the clamps for them are bigger than what the normal rod is. So I used some gaff tape and made them a little bit bigger, and they fit up in there and clamped in nicely. Yeah, I haven't got to use it to pop them back in yet. I guess that would have made sense to use that instead of my pliers, huh, Kurt? Not used to having a fancy tool like that. Alright, so I think we'll get the shock and everything mounted up on here first. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't just use that tool to put that back in there. That's what the other inner slot is for. Now I gotta try and get this lined up. This might be easier to do with it. I don't think there is a left and a right. They both look identical. I gotta get this thing down in there. It's almost there. Kind of hard to line up. Maybe. Or maybe not. But I think I'm going to also take down, because I'm going to take a bunch of stuff with me down to the motocross track here at some point this week. Because they got two gigantic ponds down there. And obviously it's a nice big open area, so I think I'm going to try to take down my boat and play around with that thing down there in the ponds, and take down probably the drone and helicopter. Kind of have a little land, air, and sea day, I guess I could call it. And have a little fun with everything. Alright, it's almost together. Get this thing back in there. Thing I thought was a pin. I was so bummed. Man, I finally got this thing, the Ryft fix, after waiting, oh geez, I mean, it was a couple months for the axles to show up. They finally show up, get the new axle in this thing, take it out for 5 or 10 minutes, and run it into my truck. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Just couldn't win with it. I really want to take this thing out to the track, because they have a nice, really big, kind of dirt, boulder, rock area in the very back part of the track. And I really want to take this thing back here and run it around in there, because I think it'd be kind of fun. What's up, Guy on a Moose? Everyone having a good weekend so far? My weekend just started since I got home. I just got home probably, I don't know, I guess just a couple hours ago. Kind of got situated here, and decided I wanted to get these things fixed up to hopefully take out tomorrow. And decided I'd bring everybody along if they wanted to work on this stuff, because I want to take these things out tomorrow, so gotta get them fixed. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody to fix them. You know, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Of course, I don't think it would, actually, because that's half the fun of the hobby, honestly. It's like, anymore, I don't get very sad whenever I break stuff, because honestly, I enjoy fixing it, so. Half the fun. Now, I didn't get my centerpiece of the drive shaft back in there again. Pulling data logs off your MMX. Data logs for what? Yeah, I thought these drive shafts were going to be the first thing I broke on this thing. However, I've been breaking everything else. I really expected that axle to break whenever I slammed it into the truck, with the truck tire. I thought the rear axle was going to break because I haven't upgraded the rear one yet. They did send me the upgraded version of the rear, but I didn't change it out yet because it was just like, well, it's not broke. I'm not going to change it yet. And when I slammed into the truck, I thought for sure this rear axle was going to break. But however, it just snapped off this trailing arm. And I was about to order the aluminum version of the trailing arm, but the only ones I could find were, one was in the UK and one was in China. Some companies on eBay I found, on there. And I mean, it was going to take till sometime mid-July, it was telling me, before they'd show up. I'm like, I ain't waiting until mid-July to run this thing. It's already been down for months. So I decided to just get the plastic ones again. I got an extra one now because they are, identical, so at least I have an extra one now, so when I bust one again, I can fix it. What's up, Earl? How's it going, buddy? Earl, I don't blame you, man. So far, my EXB, I have, knock on wood on every piece of wood in this garage. I haven't had any more diff issues with that thing, but the front drive shafts the last couple runs have been holding in there, but I feel your pain on the diffs, man. I swore months, when those things first came out, and everyone started having the problems with the diffs. I mean, I don't know how many nights I sat down here, tearing that thing apart, trying to shimming it differently, putting it back together, testing it. Every time just hearing it grinding, I'm like, you have no idea how many times I was so close to just pitching that car in the trash. Because I was over tearing that disc apart. I mean, it was insanity. Insane. So, I definitely feel your pain on that, buddy. What's up, Adrenaline? I guess I got to get this sway bar popped back in here again. I don't think it broke it. I don't think I can use my tool for this either. And that is not easy to get in there. This thing is kind of tight. Might be a job for needle nose. So, Earl, how are you liking your Vortex? I was just looking at one down at my local hobby shop the other day. And, I was really looking it over and debating on getting one. I'm just a little bit, they had a granite down there. An armored granite down there. I set them on top of each other. And I mean, yeah, I know there's electronics different. It has the AVC and the Firma, electronics in it versus the BLX stuff. But besides that, it was the exact same wheel length, everything. It was the identical car with just a different body on top. Now, I had just said maybe on Instagram I was saying this, but my biggest issue I have with that car, besides it looks like a granite with a different body, is the body. I don't know why Arma decided to make their wing attached to the body. Like, now I'm no RC engineer here, but that seems like the dumbest idea in the world because now, I mean, I've had other cars, in the past, cheaper ones where the wing is mounted to the body, and you don't know how much we break these bodies when you crash them and roll them backwards. Now, rather than just snapping a wing off, you're now busting your body and ripping it off your body. So now not only do you have to buy a wing, now you got to buy a body too. Personally, I think it's a stupid idea. But I don't know if anybody else has any other opinion on that. But if there was one thing alone that would make me not want to buy that car, and it might sound stupid, is that body. I know that probably sounds dumb. However, as much as, a nasty crashes as far as, like, crashing at high speed and big jumps, like, you're going to be going through bodies left and right on that car. It just seems like a bizarre idea. Yeah, Earl, we're down there, and he had one, we pulled it out of the box, and I set it on top of the granite, we're looking at it, and I told him, I said, it's a cool car, I said, but I don't need another granite, to be honest with you. I have mine, and It's different, I know. Obviously, it's different electronics. It has the AVC and all that, which, Frank, I don't really use the AVC. I've turned it off or turned it almost all the way off on all my cars because I've always been so used to driving without it that when I drive with it, it screws me up even worse for some reason. So I usually turn it off anyway. So the AVC is no thing to appeal me to want to buy that thing. But I think I have a new servo coming for this thing also, because this is another thing that's kind of weak on this Ryft is the servo. It's not very powerful. So I have I think I got a 30 kilogram, high speed, high torque servo coming for this thing. It's going to be here sometime, hopefully this coming week. I get to change that up. But now I can actually take this thing out, not run it into the truck this time, and have a little fun with the Ryft. But they also sent me another servo saver with this thing. Whenever I called Axial about the front axle, I asked them about the servo. I said, are they kind of weak? Or the servo saver, are they kind of weak? And he's like, a little bit. He goes, but we'll send you a new one. They sent me a new one free anyway, to change it out. So I do have another servo saver if that's it. But I never did test this thing after I crashed it. So I think I'm going to chuck a battery in it real quick. Make sure everything's working normal. The Rockway, I've thought about the Rockway. I've been debating between the honestly, I think the next car I want to get is the Losi DBXL E 2.0. It looks like a really fun car. I think it'd be a good time. So I'm thinking about getting that one next, and I also have thoughts about getting a Max, and just because I have been having fun with the X Max. So, and everybody saying that, the Max, I see a lot of videos on it, but one thing that is deterring me from buying a Max is the fact that you now buy a rather expensive 4S car, and then, was there some of you you're going to disagree with this, but then you basically buy it. Now you have to spend another $150 on top of what you've already spent for the car for the Wide Max kit. Now, the Wide Max kit itself, is $50. However, I've been seeing countless people with the Wide Max kits on those things that once they're widened out with the stock drive shafts are snapping like toothpicks. So, of course, then you're going to need to go with the upgraded steel drive shafts, which are $99. So now, basically to make it a Wide Max that's actually going to put up with some punishment, you're now another $150 deep into it. So that's one thing that's kind of turning me off from it at the moment. So I was going to try and read some of your comments for a second here. Yeah, as far as talking about the Vortec body, they need to make that thing separate. That's just a stupid idea. I just got back from running the Rustler, the Big Rock Vortex, Haas Max, and the Haas and the Big 3 all together. Yeah. Have I stripped my servo gears yet? No, I haven't had any problems with the servo on the X-Max at all yet. Where did I get the armor poster from? I got this from Horizon Hobby. If you go on Horizon Hobby's site, they're probably out of stock. I got this, I don't know, it was pre-COVID, I can tell you that. Because we know how parts and things availability have come by, but yeah, I got that from Horizon Hobby about a year ago or just a little bit more. But if you go on there and you search Banner on the Horizon Hobby site, they should, if they're in stock, show up there. And it wasn't too bad. It was like, at that time, like 19 or 20 bucks. Somewhere around there. Maybe 25. I can't remember. But I kind of dug it, so figured I'd grab one. This is one thing I've been loving, is my case to hold my whatever controllers I'm taking with me for the day. Has my microphone, GPS, my phone holder and camera holder and stuff. All nice little padded case so that they're not rolling around and getting beat around in the back of my truck. But nice. But I just want to get the Ryft turned on here and make sure that this thing is running still before I take it out tomorrow and find out that I damaged something else. So we're going to fire this up real quick. It's got a 3S in it at the moment. The Scout made by Redcat. I've seen a few of them. I honestly haven't seen many videos of them being used yet. About the X-Max, have you... Yeah, so far I haven't had a problem with my servos, but I'm sure I probably will at some point. But, well, the steering still works, so that's promising. Man, the braking on this thing. Alright. Well, she seems to be running. Nothing looks bent. So, I think the Ryft is good to go again, finally. And this time I'm not going to run it close to the truck or anything to go slamming into it full speed. Half the times when I break stuff, it's just because of... I mean, you know, everybody, when you have times when you break something, it's due to bad driving or slamming into something. You do have the stuff that just breaks from nasty jumps, of course, but... Alright, so... Now, we'll break the Typhon out here. And get this thing. I forgot, I gotta get my other batteries. That's gonna be too loud if I start those now, I think. All you guys will be hearing is humming in the background. But, bring it back over the overhead here for a moment. But yeah, I was going to post a video up before I even started to stream, but I kind of got sidetracked and didn't. But you guys will see, this Typhon, it got very, very, very close to my triple digits. And honestly, I think if I had a better GPS, then I forget the new version, or I'm sure you remember which one, what it's called. I keep forgetting the new version of the new GPS with your Bluetooth and all that. Are a lot more accurate. Because I know that these ones, like the one I'm using, the Sky, they always run kind of slow and they take a while, so. What's up, Lone Wolf? Yeah, you know, it's always those weird things that, the moments of bad driving when you least expected to be a bad driver. The other thing I did to this thing, you guys will see in the video, is I lowered the front end down. And I think, Earl, you may have mentioned this to me. I don't remember who did, honestly, but I think even you. But I lowered the front down so to get less air underneath the front of this thing. And, you know, it didn't catch any air the last time, and she stayed planted to the ground. So I think that definitely helped. But I can't wait to take this thing back to its normal form again. And get some dirt tires on this thing. But I just haven't wanted to jump back and forth with all the gearing because I have all the gearing so changed around on this thing at the moment that I don't really want to change it out. I want to get this thing to triple digits and then take her back to a dirt car. But I am going to leave a little bit of higher gearing on this thing, maybe just a few teeth. You know, when I do go back to running this thing on the dirt, just gear it up a tiny bit because probably be kind of fun, catch a little extra distance on some of those jumps at the motocross track. Not to run those tires. Yes, I know you said not to run those tires. I ran them, and as you've seen how that went. That went over real well. Those Banditos, cool looking tires, speed run tires, they are not. They might, like I said, they might be great on a, you know, a 3S or even a 4S car. But running on 6S, they do not hold up at all. But yeah, she's pretty close to the ground. I can barely fit, I can just fit like my middle finger underneath the bumper on this thing. And it's pretty close to the ground. I didn't want to drop it then anymore because there is a few little spots on the runway that are kind of dips. And I didn't want it slamming and then bouncing the front end up. So I left it a little bit off the ground. In the back end, you can see when it goes by with the air from the wing, it's pushing this back down pretty low. So I'm going to leave it where it's at for this next run tomorrow. And hopefully get it there. Because on the last run, what I have on here now is I was running a 30 tooth with a 42 tooth pinion or spur. And then I decided to go back because I didn't quite hit it. So I decided to jump up to, I think it's the 46 is what this one is. 46 tooth spur, and it actually made it slower. And I think that's just because it was geared too high. It couldn't, with the electronics in here, I'm guessing why is because it just couldn't pull the gearing. So I'm going to go back to a 42 on this and go to a 32 on here. And hopefully get those couple mile per hour I need. But we will see. I'm hoping. Loving the new Creighton. Oh, that's never fun. The Banditos hold up to about 90. Well, I don't know. Because I can tell you, whenever my Banditos exploded on this thing, I think the GPS was reading, like, I think it came up at 75 at the time. So it was somewhere around there that mine exploded. And I even, and you guys even seen, I even went over them and glued them, an extra layer of glue around the front and backs of all the tires to try to help keep them from coming undone. But I don't even think that it was a matter of glue. Like the rubber literally just tore apart. So I don't know. So far, these Hoons have been working out pretty decent. So I'm going to leave them on there, and they're starting to wear down a little bit in some spots, but they're not too bad. What's up, Armor Big Rock? How's it going, bud? Yeah, that's something else I did recently. Really digging the look of the Big Rock. I know this has been being done for a while, but I finally put the wing on the Big Rock. And we got a new set, a brand new set of granite tires on this thing. Now, running this thing on 4S, I'm kind of concerned. I'm going to run it on 3S first and see how the tires are. I mean, it should be fine on 3S, but I don't hopefully want to explode these ones, the brand new ones on 4S, but that thing's so much fun to run on 4S, it's hard not to. Yeah, Hoons are good to, if they're going to do 130 mile an hour, that's fine. All I want to do is see triple digits on this thing, and then the Typhon speed run stuff is over, and I'm going to make it, like I said, I'm going to make it back to a dirt car. But then probably going to look into actually putting together some sort of speed run car. Like I said, I don't know what would be the best thing to go with. I mean, I really like the look of the Limitless, just the whole IndyCar style look. They're really cool. Put the Duratrack C2 lockups. See, that's what which ones are these? Because these are the ones I had on, yeah, these are the same ones. The beadlock style. I put these on my granite. I had them on my Big Rock, but they were blowing apart. I need to glue them, I think, and beadlock them, because on 4S, the beadlocks were coming undone. The tires were coming off. So I threw those tires on the Big Rock at the moment. But if I want to run those on the Big Rock on the 4S, I think I have to glue them along with the beadlocks. So I might give that a try again and go back to them, but glue them first, because just the beadlocks don't hold up to 4S, unfortunately. The infraction with the Thunder Truck body. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. I really love the looks of the infractions. This is a cool looking car, obviously. But I'm not sure. I don't know what I want to get. The two things I want to grab next, two cars I want to pick up, like I said, are some type of speed run car to kind of tinker with, and then the Losi, the DBXLE 2.0, because it looks like a really fun time too. This diff is just a solid mass because it's packed with silicone earplugs. So, kind of makes it nice. You don't get all greasy and messy whenever you tear them apart, though. Yeah, I think... Well, see, I didn't even see any glue on mine. On my door chocks, whenever I pulled... whenever I went to reseat them on the bead, or on the bead locks, there was no glue even on them. So, either they don't come glued, or mine didn't come glued. I'm not sure which one. But we're going to change this out. I'm going to go back to the 42 tooth. This was the other one I ran the other day, originally with 30 tooth pinion. So now I'm going to go to the 32 and see how this works out. So I've been doing this entirely too many times recently, changing out gears on this thing. All I want is triple digits. Is that so difficult? I was so partially just disappointed the other day when I had this thing out, and I mean, it was there. And honestly, I know it doesn't mean anything because the numbers don't show it. But when you guys see the video, I mean, that car looked like it was going over 100 mile an hour. I mean, it's flying. So I don't know if my GPS is just shorting me or if it's just not doing it, but I'm going to make it do it on the GPS too, because the only way to make sure. And I ran the GPS just to test it out while I was driving with my truck speedometer, and it seems anywhere between 3 to 4 mile an hour slow compared to what my speedometer in my truck read. So when I was doing like 70, it was sitting there bouncing back and forth between like 66, 67, bouncing around. So it was like, the GPS definitely runs a little slow, but it's the nature of those things, it seems. I've been told by many people that was one of the problems with those. And the new ones are supposedly a lot better. The ones that work over Bluetooth on your phone, that they're a lot more accurate. So, I'm going to have to pick one of those up at some point. Take it easy, Adrenaline. Oh, yeah, it's late there. Well, have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by. Wrong bit. You know what? I keep moving. No, I'm just going to bring you back this one. Just getting the screws tightened back up on this thing. I'm excited to get this thing out there tomorrow. I'm running it on a different battery also. I'm running it on one of these. Now, it's one of these Uwoo 4000 milliamp 100C graphene batteries. It definitely packs quite a bit more punch. So I'm going to run this again on it tomorrow. I got it charged up here a little bit ago. So I am going to take that back out and throw it in there. It's a little lighter, obviously, too, so it kind of helps drop the weight down a little bit. I heard some people had them. They said they really liked the battery, so I figured I'd give them a try. And the price of them are not bad either. So it's another benefit. All right, well, we got the 42 tooth back on here now. Felt the same way. My GPS a year ago was always read 99.9 4 times in a row. Yeah, it's heartbreaking when you get that, mile per hour or so away, and it's just like, I was a couple. I was a few mile an hour away, but still. When I seen the first pass, I thought, oh, that's definitely triple digits. And I pull it back, and it's like, what? Come on. You're lying to me. Alright, got the center spool back in there now. Getting quite a collection of gears anymore between the Typhon and the X-Max of stuff changing around. Getting a little bit of a collection going. So is anyone else going out to have any fun this weekend? Did you go out and have any fun today? Ooh, this thing's tight. No, I'm not going to use my new MIP to pry this thing off of there. This one was tighter. This 30 tooth, a lot tighter. I mean, it's not bad, but it was a little bit tighter on the shaft than all the other ones. Hopefully this one fits on there easily too. So, it's amazing the size diameter, how much different just two teeth make. It's crazy. You wouldn't think it'd be that much bigger, but it's got quite a size difference to it. Duct tape your phone to it. Wait a minute, duct tape your phone to it. It's a fact, duct tape. Well, that I can't argue with that. Duct tape makes everything go faster, but I would be really scared, and I did it before, but I would literally have to duct tape the car or the phone to the outside of the car, because you guys with the Typhon 6S know there is no room underneath the bodies of these things to really fit much of anything. So I'd have to tape it on the outside, and that definitely is a little frightening, knowing that if I crash this thing at 100 mile an hour with my phone on the outside of it, I'm probably not going to have a phone by the end of it either. But, alright, well, that fit up nicely. I think it felt pretty tight. I'm not Loctiting it because, like I said, I'm not planning on keeping these gears on there very long. It's just to hit that 100 mile an hour, and hopefully this does it. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be... This shouldn't be too much gearing for the stock electronics. I hope not. We're going to find out. Now it looks like I can still use 2 screws in this motor mount. I was at the point where it's like, if I had to only put 1 screw in there in the motor mount for just a run or 2, I was going to do it. But I do think I can get both screws in here. Looks like it, as long as this mesh don't get too tight. So I ran into before, like 2 just fit in there, but the mesh was off. Nope, that feels perfect, actually. Sounds good, nice and smooth. We're going to go with that. Feels pretty good. Man, these MIP screwdrivers have made such a difference in being able to get the grub screws out of the pinions and just everything. Like, they bite in there so much better, and you don't feel like you're going to strip everything out. I was hesitant about buying them for a while because I was like, man, I don't want to spend that much on just an Allen driver, but it's definitely worth it. You don't strip those things out as easily or at all. Well, that feels pretty good. I'm happy with that. Hopefully tomorrow's the day, guys. I really hope. If you don't lock tight the gears, you'll... Wait, if you don't lock tight the gears, you will lose brakes. What do you mean? Give it a push on start. I'll give it a little boost. Kind of give it a little throw down the runway. That's one thing, man. Where I'm running this thing at our local runway airport, it's awesome because it's like you got a nice, long, straight stretch of pretty flat road. to run this thing on. I couldn't ask for a better spot to be able to do a speed run. That's another reason why I'm thinking about getting an actual speed run car, because I got a great place to be able to do it. So I think gonna have to try one out. All right, feels pretty good. Hopefully she'll do it. I want to put some dirt tires back on this thing again and take it back out to the motocross track. I don't think I've actually... I could just be completely having a brain fart here, but I don't think I've actually had this car down at the motocross track yet. At least I don't remember ever having it down there yet. When I got it, it kind of started with... I ran it at the BMX track and some other places, but I don't think I've had this thing at the motocross track yet, and I'd really like to take it down there. Especially right now, everything's been pretty, outside the jumps is pretty smooth right now for a lower car like this. The only bad thing is, like, I don't run the 3S cars down there very often just because of how badly torn up the dirt gets. Outside of the jumps, all around the outside of it, it gets pretty rough. So the 6S and the 8S cars do a little better on there, just due to the height and tire size. So, but I'd like to take this thing down there and give it a rip. Like I said, once I get this thing done and get the 100-mile-per-hour thing out of this thing, chuck some decent dirt tires on this thing, go have some fun with it again that way. It feels pretty good. I think she's ready. Everything else has been tight. I've been checking over the wheel nuts after every time. I've seen Earl deal with that quite a few times, with wheel nuts coming off and going flying off on cars. So like every time before I take this thing out, I go over all of them and give them one last little crank. I had the one come off on this thing already down there at the airport. It passed the car as it went by. You've lost brakes due to the pinion or spur gear coming loose. Yeah. Well, that's what this is, a D-shaped, gears in there, so I think it should stay in there. I tightened it up, but I didn't want to cover it with Loctite if I'm just going to be taking it off, tomorrow or the next day. Didn't really want to fight with it. I haven't had a problem yet. I have just been tightening, cranking it down pretty tight, and I haven't had it come loose yet. But I'm also only making a couple passes, and then either it's good or not. Either it's been changing gearing out from there. A gear hasn't stayed on this thing very long yet. But she's ready to roll now. Take this thing out tomorrow and see what she's got. But everything else has been... the X-Max has been holding together great now with those new RPM... the A-arms I put on that thing and putting the locking hinge pins all around it, that thing's been great now. I've been having no problems with that thing. So, might take it, I don't know, I'm going to take the Creighton 4S out again here and the Typhon 3S. I haven't had those two cars out in a while because I've just been running the X-Max and everything else. And the Creighton 8S, when you guys seen that video, I had that thing out. It actually held up pretty well out there. I got a full run out of the thing and didn't break anything, amazingly enough. Doesn't happen very often, but she held up pretty good. But I think that's, like I said, it's probably going to be a shorter video tonight, guys, or video live stream. Just kind of wanted to get a few things fixed up for tomorrow. But got the Ryft fixed again. Got the new gearing on the Typhon. And nothing else is actually broken at the moment. Everything's running. Which is always a good thing. So that's probably going to do it for the evening. The reason I brought my Typhon. Yeah. Yeah, that can be scary. The runway that I'm running at the end of it, it does end, but then there's probably like 30 yards of grass, and then it goes out into the street. So it would probably, I'm sure it would blow right through that grass and cross the street, and who knows what would happen if I lost the brakes. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, because of pinion, yeah, because without the D, I wasn't following you there for a second, but yeah, without the D shaft, well, that sounded bad. But yeah, it would slip, and then you would obviously lose your brakes along with that. So yeah. So far, the Typhon's been treating me well. Haven't had that problem. But I think that's going to be it, guys. I do believe. I'm going to take this thing out. I'm going to try to take the drone with me tomorrow whenever I do the speed runs on the Typhon. I know that the drone's not going to be able to keep up with the Typhon, obviously, but I'm going to try to see if I can get some cool aerial footage. The only problem with that is I'm at an airport. So they might get a little more angry if I have a drone flying over, and I don't want to get in trouble there. So I might not be able to do that there, now that I think about that. They might frown upon that. So I probably won't take that with me, but probably going to head down to the BMX track and some stuff this week also, and we'll take it down there and have a little fun with it. Kind of cool. Gonna have fun with the little drone thing, but that's probably going to do it, guys. If anybody's got anything else they want to talk about or discuss, I'm always up for talking to. Guy on a moose on, yeah, the Typhon 6S is probably, I mean, I get people asking all the time, what's your favorite car? If you had to put them in a list, it's hard to say. I mean, the X-Max is a blast. I love, my V4 Creighton and the Outcast. The Creighton 8S is fun. People have been asking about the Creighton 8S, about, if I would buy it again. Would I buy it again? Probably not. But it's fun as long as you keep the jumps to a minimum and you're keeping it more on the ground. it's not too bad. But I mean, like the other day when I had it out, or like last week or whatever, I mean, it held together pretty well. It was a good day for it. But you can't do, to the Creighton 8S what you can do to the X-Max. It's just, that's why I've been enjoying the X-Max so much, is just because what I wanted to do with the Creighton 8S, I'm able to do with the X-Max, so it's been kind of fun being able to launch, a lot larger car around, and it actually take it and drive off and have fun. So I like the Creighton 8S. It's a lot of fun. It handles a lot better. I mean, the Creighton 8S definitely handles a lot better than the X-Max. But it's just the jumping. It's just, unfortunately, there's just a lot of weight there and too much mass and flexing, and center braces snapping and everything else. It gets to be a little bit of a pain. But anyway, I got sidetracked there. But yes, the Typhon 6S. But honestly, I know the Typhon 6S would probably be, it's in the top three. It's either probably my probably my second favorite car, honestly, out of everything. Because it's just so versatile. You can have a speed run car. You can lighten it up and take it to a track and run it on, a racetrack if you want to. Or just go out and bash the hell out of it, and the thing just keeps on going. I mean, that is the one car that I have not really broken anything on. Anything I have ever broken on it was like the shock standoffs and stuff like that was due to crashes. But I mean, like the normal problems that whenever I bought in any of the Creightons or any of those cars, you take them out for the first run or two, you're busting diffs and this and that, and A-arms or problems. Like, the car just goes. It just keeps on going. It's like, it's a little tank, and it's fast, and it's versatile. The Typhon 6S is just an all-around awesome car. Yeah, the Creighton 6S, the V5. You guys see, the buddy of mine has one. Actually, both of them, I think, both have the V5. Isaac and Trevor have gone out with me before. They both have the V5 Creighton, and other than crashes, they've been pretty good. The diffs have been holding up great on them. They haven't had any issues with the differentials exploding or ripping apart on them. And other than just normal crash breakage, they've been pretty good cars. They haven't really had any problems with them. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with the e-Revo, to be honest with you. So I never owned one, so I'm not sure. I don't know what those things are really like as far as durability and being able to take it compared to, you know, say a Creighton or anything like that. The RPM skid plates, yeah, that's like put on. This is my V4, and this one I had put in the. I think these were the hot racing ones, I believe, but I put those on the front and rear along with the RPM front bumper. I'm gonna order though whatever this RPM bumper's been holding up pretty well, but honestly, I really like the bumper on the EXB. They really take some punishment, and they're not as flexible. So we're like on these RPM bumpers, they flex in really bad, and then they tend to bust up your body. Where the EXB bumpers don't do that, and I haven't had one break yet, knock on wood, but they also don't crush the front of your body. So I'm gonna put the EXB bumper on the V4 too. We put the EXB bumpers on both of the buddies of mine's. V5 Creightons. We put the EXB bumpers on those, and they've been working really well. So, you hate your Revo 3.3. Why? Is it just not holding together? Does it give you a lot of problems? You know, that's one thing, going back to the discussion of the Vortex kind of granite. Whenever I first got the granite, I got it after I had the Typhon. I don't remember which one I had it, but I was breaking these composite chassis all the time on the Typhon and the Creighton 4S. So when I bought the granite, I ordered, at that time, these were cheap. I think I paid like $10 or $11 for this thing. I ordered an extra chassis for the granite, and I have yet to ever break the chassis on the granite. One thing about the granite, it's a tough one. But I still have a chassis floating around for it that I have yet to actually have to use. But on my EXB though, I put the M2C Racing skid plate on the back of my EXB, and the Outcast also has the hot racing ones. They're a little thinner. They're thinner than the ones from M2C, but they're also like a stainless, I think. So they've been holding up really well. I haven't had any problems with either one of them, so they both work out. I had it in 2013 for less than a year and sold it. See, I heard a lot of people having that issue with the Revos, different model. I'm not sure which models or which versions it all was, but a lot of the problems with those things breaking a lot. They just could not take any kind of real jumps and any punishment. So, but like I said, I can't speak on that because I never had one. So, gonna take the EXB to the track. Well, that should be fun. Tracks are fun. I want to head back up to the indoor track, and that track we were running out during the wintertime. They have an outdoor track also. And I haven't even got to see it yet, but I'm assuming it's probably open now that it's nice out. So I'm hopefully going to go hit that here soon, too. Now I can actually plan something and I'm home for more than 24, 48 hours. Work has just been insane. It's just been so much going on this day. I mean, to give you a perspective, I have been out on the road this month. I think 24 days of this month I've been gone. Either on site or traveling, one of the two. It's been a busy month. What's up, Froggy? How's it going, buddy? What's up, Shade Tree? I'll tell you, the car that I've been having a lot of fun with in the woods is the Ryft. I mean, the Ryft running around in the woods and, jumping logs and hopping stuff like that. That thing is a blast in the woods. I had a ton of fun with that thing. But I kept breaking it, and I didn't get to run it very much. So hopefully now, as long as I don't slam into anything too soon, it'll hold together. While you're in it, Froggy, this is the Granite with the Duratrax lockup STs on them. I think they look pretty cool on the car. Your Granite still holding together for you? They're a great car. The granites, man, those things, it's been amazing, the punishment. I haven't had mine out in a while. I really need to, because I haven't had mine out in quite a while. But I need to take the granite out again. Maybe I'll take it with me. I think I might do like a 3S day where down to the BMX track or the motocross track or something like that if it's nice and smooth down there. Just take all my 3S cars with me and have some fun. Got the WL Toys 124018. What are the tires? The tires just not very good to come on it. Yeah, the granite will put up with a lot of shit. That car can just beat the snot out of that thing, and it just keeps on rolling. Mine, I bent the shocks on. I feel like I never really ever did to that thing. I think I maybe broke one A-arm on it. I bent a couple shocks on it, but other than that, the thing keeps on ripping. Oh, yeah. I know, dude, the tires that came like on the, as you can see down here on the Losi Mini B, these tires were fun, but these were kind of meant for tracks too, and I was running them on the street because I was taking this thing with me on the road, you know, chucking it in my backpack and driving around in parking lots and stuff, and these things burn down really fast. They are like completely blony skins now. They are very smooth. But the indoor track that I run at, that place up there, I've gone to during the winter time, that's what they actually suggest are like really smooth or pretty much almost bald tires, because that hard clay that they have up there on the indoor track, they actually hook up pretty good. So I left them on there because I was intentionally wanting to run that thing up there like that and see how it ran. Nice, man. You're contemplating a big rock? Oh, the big rock paint scheme. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I never really ran the cars too much on the street, honestly. I was always just running them in dirt, man. It's like when I was running those things on the street. And also the Typhon 6S, when I was running the dirt tires on the street on one of my work trips, I took it with me. Burned those tires off in one day. They were destroyed on that car. The Typhon 6S, it eats tires badly on the pavement. Yeah, I hear you on the... need a speed reader. Yeah. Well, this is the one... I can't remember the model of this thing. I'm terrible with remembering that stuff. But I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you which one not to get. However, I mean, this one... It's the GSM-015. Now, this is made by Sky RC. Now, the new one out is the one I want to get because it's a lot more accurate. I think it's the GSM-020, I believe. Somebody could correct me on that. But I think it's like the GSM-20. They're a lot more accurate, and they link to your phone. But this one I have, it works, but it's like 3 to 4 mile an hour slow. So whatever it tells you, you're actually going a little bit faster, but... what the numbers say is, unfortunately, what you got to go by. But I want to get one of those new ones and try it out. But it does work. I mean, it gives you pretty close. Yes, the Typhon 6S is very hard on tires. Well, that one I have, well, I know the GSM 20 I think is like 70 or 80 bucks. I looked at one a couple weeks ago, but I forgot how much it was. But that GSM 15 I think was, I want to say, I don't know if it was on special or not, but I think I paid like 40 bucks for it, or 35 or something like that. But, I mean, it's pretty close. Well, yeah, I know what you mean. You could just get a phone, a cheap phone, and attach it to it too. The 15 on Amazon. What? They want $76 for the GSM 15 right now? That's insane. Yeah, I know I didn't pay any. I know it wasn't any more than like $40 whenever I bought mine on there. I don't know if there was a special. I can't remember. But they were not $76 whenever I got mine. That's crazy. Of course, everything's more expensive right now. It's like parts, people, especially some parts people out there, it's hard to find stuff. I've seen somebody out there selling the stock X-Max shock caps. 4 of them. I think they had the price on it, the starting bid was like $35, I think, or something like that, for plastic shock caps. I'm like, why would you even bother? Like, you can get the aluminum ones for $45 or $50, because that's what I put on mine. I just put the aluminum ones on mine, but I have all the stock plastic ones now. But I'll follow behind mine with my quad. That's not a bad idea either. You could probably sell all your parts. I bet you if I took my parts wall that's basically, on behind my steps back here, behind the camera, if I took all the parts on that wall and sold them, I could probably buy my Losi DBXL just from the price of the parts and all the stuff that I have back there. Some stuff I bought and I haven't used yet. I mean, I got brand new A-arms for Creighton 8S and a lot of the 6S cars and bearings and motors and all kinds of stuff that I actually haven't, and for some things and for some stuff I don't even own anymore. Like stuff for the Rustler and the Slash. I probably should put all of it together and like sell it or see who could use it. Yeah, shock oil makes a big difference in the cars, man. I find out at big time with the Creighton 8S. Like the shocks on that thing, the way that thing bounced so bad. I mean, I know we're talking crawlers versus cars, but just shock oil. I mean, that Creighton 8S bounced so nasty in the back when I got it. And after I put the M2C valve kit in that thing along with 35 weight shock oil, I went in the back. I mean, it changed that thing night and day for jumping. Yeah, I just got it. It'll be here with shock oil. I just got a variety pack because I want to mess around because I got to mess around with the EXB shocks because the back of that thing is bucking really bad. It's bouncing really nasty the last time. So I ordered some different shock oil on that, and I also have a valve kit coming for it. But I got a variety pack of the TLR, the Team Losi Racing shock oil. I think it came with like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100, or it started at 50, I don't remember, but it's like 5 or 6 different weights. I was like, I think it was $19, I think it paid, or $20 I paid for the whole pack, so. You got a variety, you can mess around and see what you like better. I did see a couple of them, Frog, and I apologize, guys, like, I've been bad right now with being able to try and catch up or watch stuff on YouTube. Just because I have been, like I said, I've been gone. Frog, you know, every time I catch you on your live streams occasionally, like, I have been in a different city every other day, especially this month. Like, it's just been nonstop. It's been hard trying to catch up on stuff and seeing what's been going on just because I've been flying in and out of somewhere. But I'm, like I said, finally home for a couple weeks so I can finally catch up on stuff and have a little bit of fun. The Z batteries? Oh, nice. You pulled a backflip on it with the granite? The Z batteries? I have a few of them. I have a 2S Z 5200 milliamp, and I have 2 of the 5200 milliamp 50C 4S lipos that I've been running in the Creighton 8S and the X-Max occasionally. And these batteries have been great, and they've been holding true as far as all the cells have been staying very equal. I have no complaints with the Z batteries, and the price of them, you can't beat them. For what you get, they're a really nice battery. Now this is another battery, it's a cheaper one out there, that I've been honestly having really great luck with. And honestly, I can't even pronounce. For you guys over here, you can see the battery. However you want to pronounce that. Is that right side up, I guess? Yes. These batteries, these Skycon, whatever you pronounce them, but these are, it's a 5200 milliamp 50C, and these batteries are really cheap too on Amazon. And guys, this battery has been holding up great, and the runtime is awesome. I've been running these in the X-Max pretty much every time lately, and these have been great. I've been having really, really good luck with these batteries. And I mean, for the price of them, you definitely cannot complain at all. Because those are the 4S ones. And these are another one, cheaper batteries. Because I kind of get cheap with batteries because I tend to destroy them in the bashers. So I'm a little on the frugal side with batteries because I hate destroying, a $100 LiPo. But these Huvo batteries are another one that is a really good battery. I mean, for the price, I'm saying they're a really good battery. Like, they've been holding up well. They got good runtime. Haven't had any swelling, deformation, and they've been working out really well. Because I think I got this 6,000 milliamp 6S. This is a 60C. I think I paid, it was like, I want to say 50 or 52 bucks for this thing. The prices may have gone up since then, but I got this one a few months back, and been really happy with these batteries. I got quite a variety of different batteries. I've been trying different ones out, and seeing what works good and what's been happy with. These are another one. You guys come across them. I've seen their prices starting to inch up on these batteries, but these Yuwu batteries I've had really great luck with. I had actually a couple friends, were getting batteries and buying cars, and I turned them on to these. They've been working really nicely. These Yuwu batteries, 3S, you can get I got a 2-pack of these 3S ones, I think it was really cheap. Like at that time, I think it was like 46 bucks or something for a 2-pack of the 3S 5200 milliamp ones. And like I said, I haven't had any problems with them. I haven't had any issues with them at all, swelling up. Runtime's been great, so got a lot of weird off-brand stuff. Amazon specials. Been checking them out and trying different batteries to see which ones worked good and what the lifetime was on them. And so far, I haven't been disappointed. The HRBs are another one. Yeah, the HRBs. I think I still have an HRB in here somewhere. One of these are an HRB. I don't remember which one of these. I have a couple of these taped up with Gorilla Tape, just so that the outside coating didn't peel off. But the HRBs, I had some of those, and I've had pretty good luck with those too. I had more of them until the LiPo fire I had. I lost a lot of batteries. I think I lost 5 or 6 batteries went up in that fire. It was a very sad day. It was a very stinky, messy day, too. You gotta put XT90s. Now, you doing the XT90s just because that's what you have on everything? Oh, yeah, CHL. I seen those. I figured I would try to grab something because honestly, I did not own, this might sound just stupid, but I did not own a 100C battery. Everything I had was like 50 or 60C, for the bashers. And that's just what I always ran. So until I started running that Typhon 6S, I finally got this first 100C, graphene battery. And I'm impressed with it. I mean, it definitely packs a lot more of a punch, that's for sure. The Ovonics, I have an Ovonic too. It's like the variety pack in this thing. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't have the Ovonic anymore because it did finally go bad. The wires busted off inside. But I got one of these Pavways. Sorry, I'm using the wrong camera. But I've had this 3S LiPo, this Pavway LiPo for... It probably coming up on 2 years. Somewhere around there now that I've had this thing, and it's Still works great. Still charges nice. So until they start puffing or they physically break, I continue to run them. But I keep everything in the ammo cans now and charge them in the ammo cans. Not trying to have any more fires. Yeah, I figure the 100C for this, just doing speed runs, and I'm going to play around with them, in the other cars. It's only 4,000 milliamps, so I know the life isn't there, but I was just trying to grab something that packed a little more punch, but was lighter, just for the Typhon. We're just trying to get, a couple runs in on that thing. So I might test it out and try it on one of the Creightons or something else, or the Outcast, throw it in there and see how I like it, because I've never run any of those cars on a 100C LiPo before, so probably have fun with it. What's up, Brian? Yeah, regreasing is always a thing that is always a fun time, as long as you have the time, tearing everything out and going over all the bearings. Most of my bashers, that's like, I kind of feel over everything and turn everything out, pull everything out occasionally when I'm working on them, and make sure the bearings are all spinning. And as soon as I find one wheel bearing or something that's locked up, I just kind of at that point get a bearing kit and just change everything out at that point. Because, if one's going bad, the other ones are probably either are or on their way too. So kind of how I usually do it. Or until they explode, Here's some Spectrums. I have been hearing a lot of mixed feelings about those Spectrum batteries. I see so many people having issues with them, like them dying and losing cells really early. That when they bought them and ran them for a month or two, and they're already lost cells in them. And I've been seeing countless of that happening. So I don't know if it's just a bad run they have going on right now, or I know they're a lot more expensive, or people are just complaining more because of the cost. What's up, K81? RC Lab, how's it going? Yeah, I don't have any Spectrum batteries now. I had one a while back, but I don't have any anymore, because I automatically went with the EC5 connectors on everything, because that's just what I started with. And I honestly like these connectors only better because they don't seem to pop apart as easy as like the XT90s and some of the other ones, on harder landings and stuff. They don't seem to come unplugged quite as easily. So that's why I've been just kind of sticking with those, and that's what's on everything I have now. So kind of don't feel like changing all them back out. It's a lot of soldering. You guys watch the Arma Drunk Guy? No, what's the Arma Drunk Guy? Now you have me curious. Is this like an actual dude or channel or what? Yeah, that's always how it happens, is hitting something stupid or hitting a tree. Like I said, that I don't know if you were in here earlier. No, you weren't, Frog, but I was fixing the Ryft again. Just got the thing running, and then the other day when I took it out for that run, I was trying to get a speed run on it, and I crashed it into my truck, and then busted the rear trailing arm on it. So I got done changing this out tonight. But the Ryft is back running again. And then I threw the 32-tooth pinion on it, on the Typhon 6S, to hopefully finally make that thing see triple digits. He's hit himself with a Typhon. Oh, geez. I seen some dude, I don't remember what video it was recently, took himself out with an X-Max. And I mean, that thing looked like it was full bore. Took it right to the shins. It looked really painful. I can't remember where I saw that or what video. Somebody's video is like a short clip. It was up on I don't know if it was up on Instagram or something like that. I came across it, but guy come flying in, and you could tell somebody else was recording, and I don't know what he was doing, but man, he steered it right into his front shins. I mean, the dude just completely, feet went up underneath him. Looked pretty painful to me. Yeah, I know that. I mean, it's a cool feature with, you know, being able to see your battery levels and all that. But like I said, I had all my cars. As soon as I got anything, even the X-Max, I cut the stock connector off and put an EC5 on them because that's just what all my batteries are. So I've just always stuck with them. I know the ICE5s, you know, I mean, they plug right in obviously too, but you don't have the data wire on there to be able to do your readings. And everything now I'm putting on the Spectrum, the DX5, you know, controller anyway, so it's kind of defeats the purpose at that point. Fun fact, the Typhons hurt more. Dude, I wouldn't even want to imagine hitting myself with the Typhon 6S at 100 mile an hour. I mean, I would imagine it's definitely going to send you to the hospital. It's going to be breaking ankles or something. But, I mean, I couldn't imagine the X-Max or something like that clocking that thing. I got to give that thing a bath. That thing is still filthy from the track. I never even got to wash it before I left town the other day. Yeah, I mean, honestly, running any of those cars like that, the X-Max, or any of the faster ones especially, you know, around kids is a terrible idea. I know a couple guys have told me that they sold their X-Max because they had kids and he was trying to drive it and he was afraid, you know, of losing control of it and taking out one of his kids. And I mean, you could definitely hurt somebody pretty badly with it if you're not careful and smart about driving. Yeah, I seen that WeGRC where that dude launches. I don't remember what car that was when he jumped, but he jumped it, and the girl on the bicycle was coming this way. It clocks her right in the head with that thing. That looked painful too. Sorry, I know this just kind of turned into a bullshit session now. But I am gonna go. I gotta go get a few things finished up here to kind of get settled back in. I got to run out to the store actually, and I got to get laundry soap. I can't even wash all my dirty stuff because I have no laundry soap, I realize. So I think we're probably going to end this, guys. I'm going to go finish up the rest of my stuff, and I'll probably post up here in a little bit that the last run with the Typhon 6S. You guys can see, I mean, she was moving. Car was running pretty good. I also have the clip of the what happened to the Ryft. Poor thing. But I think I don't. Frog, it's just been terrible, man. I mean, I think you've heard a lot of my road stories, you know, with being gone in places I've been. It's just like when you come home, it's like when you're only home for a day or two sometimes. It's like when you finally get home, the last thing you really want to do is even leave your door again. So going to get laundry soap seemed like a massive chore the last time I was home. So I didn't get any, but I need to get some now. I appreciate you all dropping by. I really do, guys. Always appreciate everybody stopping by, chatting, like talking with everybody, and hearing everybody's stories and just fun stuff. But as always, guys, I really appreciate y'all coming by, saying hello, and we're going to take out the Typhon 6S tomorrow. Hopefully get her to that triple digits finally. Going to take the Ryft out, have a little fun with that thing. But finally home for a little while, so have a little more time to put together some fun videos, and a lot more to come, guys. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. So, you know the drill. Until next time, y'all, be safe, be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.